Hi everyone, welcome back to the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm Go Local News editor Kate Nagel. I'd like to thank Robin Garceau, Nate Carpenter, and Jennifer Crane for coming in, and also our last and final guest, Victoria Strang with the Rhode Island Interfaith Coalition to Reduce Poverty, about this upcoming Tuesday's Interfaith Vigil. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate your taking time out because I can only imagine how busy it is getting ready for this big event that takes place, the now 11th annual one, up at the State House, where elected officials will join clergy and laypersons with a vigil at the State House to bring attention to the issue of poverty across all denominations. So tell us a little bit about the importance of this event in the coalition's year-long calendar.
Yeah, so this is our first event of the year. It is one of the most important. It's at the start of the legislative session, and it's something that over the 11 years that we've been involved in Rhode Island is something that people look forward to. They know it's happening the first or second week in January. Last year, Governor Raimondo commented that she knows the legislative session is starting once we have this interfaith vigil. So
it's the official sort of quasi-official kickoff.
It's quasi-official. So it's really great, and it's a wonderful way to bring people across the state together to talk about these really important issues. A lot of people may not know that Rhode Island actually has the highest poverty rate in New England. 12.8% of people here live in poverty. And our work is really to just bring people together to find sustainable solutions through policy to alleviate those burdens that a lot of Rhode Islanders face.
And again, it's the conjunction with religious communities across denominations who really have a calling to bring attention to help those most in need. Do you think this provides sort of a good wake-up call, sort of up there to folks about the need that's here in the state?
Yeah, one of my favorite things about Rhode Island is that people are very focused on community. A lot of people know each other. You go to the supermarket and you run into 10 people you know. And it's really great when you can go to the State House, you can bring 200, 300 people up there. And I think legislators really respond to that. They see these are leaders in their community, their constituents who are really engaged and activated around these issues, and they want some resolution. And it kind of holds legislators accountable to their state in office.
And after this Tuesday, which will be a big event up at the State House, how often will we see you up there trying to hold these legislators accountable for the issues that are raised year in, year out? But again, here we are now in 2019, as you said, the highest poverty rate in New England.
Yeah, so I go up there quite frequently. My job is also to bring people from the community up to testify, so I wouldn't be doing my job correctly if it was just me speaking on behalf of hundreds of people. So the part of my job that I like the most is actually working with people in the community to say, what are the issues that are impacting you? How can I help you give voice to those issues? A lot of people, even though Rhode Island is a small state and the State House is only an hour or two away from most people, they don't understand the process. And so if I can shepherd people to make that a little bit easier, that's a part of my job that I really enjoy. But we're going to be up there fighting for very important issues around healthcare and housing discrimination and protecting people who are undocumented. So we've got a lot on our agenda this year.
And who should also think about turning out on Tuesday if they're not maybe necessarily tied with a particular church or denomination, but might have some interest in these issues? Should they just plan on going and hear what leaders have to say?
Yes, definitely come out. Even though we're an interfaith coalition, we are open and welcoming to all people of all denominations and of no faith denomination. We have leaders and we have advocates from the community. One of my favorite parts about our community organizing is that we have people from other nonprofits who are interested in this work, and they want to help us because they see that faith community has a big voice. So I encourage everyone to come, bring signs, talk about the issues that are most important to you, and be ready to learn. And here we're going to hear from Governor Raimondo as well as Senate President Dominic Ruggiero. So we're going to have them up there as well as some great faith leaders who are going to be speaking. Rabbi Sarah Mack from Temple Bethel will be giving the keynote. So we're really excited about that.
And so, it's not always the easiest of worlds in which we live in. You see so much, on the news across both state and the country. Is this sort of a way to kind of grasp something as if you feel overwhelmed? There's so much out there to sort of have a bigger calling, if you will. when you're like, how can we tackle all of this?
Yeah, I think the number one question I get asked the most when I'm out about in Rhode Island is how do you maintain hope, especially when you're working with people who are really struggling. And for me, my faith helps to give hope in these really dark moments, but it is also the coming together of people who are passionate and they want to help their neighbors and they want to make significant change. And I think this is a great event to kind of spark that off at the beginning of the legislative session and then find ways that you can really engage on an issue that is important to you.
Well, I appreciate your taking the time to come in because, as you said, it's the unofficial kickoff of the General Assembly session, sort of sets the tone of who, again, is most in need throughout the state, how to best address the needs of all Rhode Islanders. So, again, if you're tied to a church or a practice and you want to come, or if not at all, we'll provide the information. Again, it's this coming Tuesday, but the State House is willing and open to everyone, and they'll be talking about, again, the issues this session, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you up there, Victoria, as well, and folks. So I appreciate you taking the time. As I said, I know you're very busy right now, making sure that this goes off as it always does smoothly on Tuesday. So Victoria Strang with the Rhode Island Interfaith Coalition to Reduce Poverty, thank you so much, for coming in. And you just wrap up the show here with me in studio today. So I want to thank you all for watching. If you missed Laura Afonso at 3 o'clock, she had a great food and cocktail show. And I'd like to thank again all of my guests, Robin Garceau, Nate Carpenter, Jennifer Crane, and Victoria Strang. Tomorrow, we'll have Chelsea Gay back here in studio with What's Cool, including Jim Fortier with Blueprint 5, always a good show. But in the meantime, check out golocalprov.com and find us on Facebook. We'll see you here tomorrow in the Navigation.